Hey guys, what's happening to our law enforcement today? What in the world is happening? Watch this story. I'm sure I'll stop it throughout, but get your take on it.
FBI team now. It was filmed by a public camera. It's currently in possession of a public entity, but tonight, state police are refusing to release the video for you, the public, to see. It's one of their troopers who was disciplined for using excessive force.
Why would a state police agency, why would any police agency refuse to let people view any kind of body camera dealing with one of their officers? Why? Why? That's the question.
Our chief investigator, Chris Nakamoto, reports on the video state police don't want you to see. Chris.
Good evening, Liz and Greg. For 6 months, the WAFBI team has been engaging state police to release video of one of their troopers who was disciplined for using excessive force. That discipline was later reduced to a non-disciplinary letter of counseling when Colonel Robert Hodges took over as head of state police. Tonight, LSP is refusing to release the video that it decided at all, saying the public does not have a right to see it. This is Trooper Matthew Clay.
Why would any police agency refuse anybody, the right to see anything that a police agency is doing or has done? Why would there be a secret? That's like the Gestapo or that doesn't make any sense at all. What happened to transparency that everybody talks about? See, talk is cheap.
Seen here at a state police commission hearing in April of 2023. His appearance comes after he was disciplined by then State Police Colonel Lamar Davis, suspended for 40 hours without pay after he hit a handcuffed man who we're told was charging.
That right there is enough, guys. The second line there. After hitting a handcuffed man in 2022. First of all, the colonel there, the first colonel that even gave him 40 hours off, should be fired, which he is. He's gone now, and another one come in. But you give a man 40 hours vacation for hitting a handcuffed man. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. That's Police Academy 101. Cuffs on, hands off. Cuffs on, hands off. Once the handcuffs go on, you're safe. You're safe. No, quit beating, quit striking. If you need to tie his legs up, you can, but no more hitting, no more. That's a wimp's way of doing it. That's a coward's way of beating somebody up. Now, I'll tell you who frowns or used to. Somebody needs to get a hold of Cash Patel, because the FBI at one time used to frown on hitting a suspect with handcuffs on. That was just a total no-no. I found in my career that it was easier just to say, get in the car. You're under arrest, get in the car. Pat them down, put them in the car. When you try to put handcuffs on people, people do not like to be handcuffed. They fight. You can say get in the car and they'll open the door and crawl in on their own. And if they do fight, then at least you're free to fight back, because a police officer can use whatever force is necessary to effect the arrest. So if they want to fight, then go ahead and fight. It's open, either one, if that's what they want to do. Now, people used to get mad because they would, if you get the better of somebody, they say, oh, I can't believe you. Well, you were fighting. You were putting up a fight. You had both hands, both feet. Police officers are not out there to spar. If we want to spar or try our talents, we get in a ring. We're out there to effect the arrest and take this person from point A to point B. But once you put handcuffs on that man and you strike that man or woman with handcuffs on, you are fired. You should be going down the road, period. Actually, you should probably be charged with assault. That person is unable to defend themselves and they are restrained, so they're no threat to you as far as getting a hold of a weapon or doing different things. If you've got that person cuffed, you've got control. If he's cuffed behind his back the way they teach you in the academy, let's go on. I've already heard enough when I heard that he's cuffed and the officer's hitting him. Now we need to notify the FBI. Forget this little rinky-dink court right here that they're trying to have. Go ahead and notify the feds.
After him in 2022 inside the Avoyelles Parish Detention Center. That man had just been arrested for
Hey guys, I didn't hear that the first time. I just vaguely went through this. He didn't only beat a man with handcuffs on, he beat a man that was inside of a detention center. He's not only in handcuffs, he's in a jail or a facility where he can't escape. He can't do any harm. And he's going to beat him up inside of a jail.
WI.
Trooper Clare did not turn on his body-worn camera.
Did not turn on his camera. Wonder why?
When he was in the prison.
Clare appealed his discipline on a technicality, saying state police did not initiate the investigation within the proper time frame of 14 days.
So let's assume it's undisputed that it was more than 14 days.
Right.
There's a long-standing rule in this commission that the fact, if we assume it to be a fact, that it was more than 14 days does not necessarily negate the discipline. We take it into consideration in evaluating that discipline, but it's not necessarily a negating factor for the discipline.
In January 2024, Colonel Robert Hodges took over as state police colonel. 2 months after taking over, the 40-hour suspension and discipline for Clare administered under former Colonel Lamar Davis was rescinded, reduced to a letter of counseling, which affected...
Now, the old colonel is gone, the one that gave them 40 days off. We've got a new colonel, a new man in charge, a new director, a new commissioner. What's he say? Hey, let's rescind it. Let's just reduce this to a letter of counseling. Counseling on what? How to beat the crap out of somebody with handcuffed where nobody can see the cuffs maybe next time? A letter of counseling. We get that in the police academy. We get all the counseling a person can use on. This is not even training. This is what's in your heart. This is what's in your soul. This tells the type of person that you are. Now listen, if you think in 40 years I didn't get in plenty of fights trying to arrest people and effect the arrest, you're wrong. I did. But when the cuffs went on, the hands come off. It's just pure and simple. It's straightforward. You do not ever hit somebody that's handcuffed. Absolutely no reason. Step away from them. Do whatever, but you don't have to whoop somebody up while they're in handcuffs.
Effectively is not considered discipline at all. In state police's view, that makes everything tied to this incident now off limits. At issue, state police admitted Trooper Clare was...
There should be nothing in a police officer's file, in a police department, a police agency's files that is off limits to the general public. There should be nothing. They work for us. We work for you. There should be nothing. When you go to court with a police officer, you should be able to look at that police officer's file. It should be open to the defense attorney that they can go to his personnel file and see any kind of disciplinary action that he's ever had. Has he ever been caught telling a lie? Has he been charged with beating somebody in handcuffs? Is this the first time it's ever happened, or has it happened before? It should be the first time. It should be the last. There's certain things in police departments, lying, beating people in handcuffs, that there's no one strike and you are out. Police officers are supposed to be the supreme, the prime, the cream of the crop. If we're going to police everybody else, we should be the cream of the crop.
Trained on a different technique, the one he says he used on the suspect in jail, and had...
There is no technique in any police academy across the United States. If I'm wrong, I will give you, I don't have much, but I'll give you what I have. There is no police academy in the 50 states across America that says in any language that it is okay, once you handcuff that person and you have him bound, that you're allowed to strike, hit, punch, kick, knee, elbow, nothing. Nothing. No matter what he says, how he was trained. That's a speech for those people on the stage to hear. That is not logical. That is not the truth.
Not been retrained using current ones. Employment records obtained by the I-Team show Claire was first hired by state police in March of 2006 and earns $115,000 per year as a state police.
$115,000 a year, guys. $115,000 a year. Unbelievable. And we want to go out here and we can't treat people with common decency. Maybe sure, there's people that needs to go to jail. And sometimes we have to fight when they fight. $115,000 a year and we can't protect and serve, or we can't take our hands off once we've got the handcuffs on. We can't put them in the car and safely take them to jail. He had them in jail. He already had them to the jail and in prison. The guy, more than likely, I haven't heard the rest of this, but more than likely, the guy has called him a SOB or called him insulted his, some kind of unbelievable.
Sergeant.
So how is a letter of counseling going to enforce the need to stop reacting under the old system and start acting under the new system?
Well, the counseling will also come with training opportunities for Trooper Claire to be able to get him in the mindset of using SSGC.
Oh, we need to get him in the mindset. Guys, go to a kindergarten class. Go to any kindergarten class around the United States and ask that kindergarten class, guys, when I put handcuffs on somebody, do you think I should be able to hit them after I've got handcuffs behind their back? And let's see what kindergarten kids tell you. But we got to train. If we have to retrain this officer on whether it's okay to hit somebody with handcuffs, he doesn't need to be working with state police. He needs to be on a Social Security check because he's got some kind of mental deficiency, in my opinion.
Over his training that he's currently working off of.
Are those opportunities going to be mandatory?
I believe so.
Guys, what about all these other thousands of Louisiana State troopers that's working off the same training he is? They're not out here. You don't see the 15 or 20 of them lined up where they beat people with handcuffs on too, and they're saying, well, we got to retrain the whole group, man. They're all like that. They should be. If that's the way they were trained, that it's okay to handcuff people and beat up on them, then why is he the only one that's there? That's what you call a bad apple. That guy should not be a police officer. One strike, and he should have been gone.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
You believe or we know?
Colonel Hodges is focused on training.
The chairman of the State Police Commission at the time, Euless Simeon, raised concerns about it, especially since an independent 5-person board reviewed what Claire did, with 2 of the 5 calling his actions excessive force.
So the use of force board, it was a 5-panel.
2 of the 5 calling it excessive force. He's got handcuffs on. He's inside of a facility, a prison, a jail. He's incarcerated, and he beats them up. That's nothing but punishment. There's no excuse for punishment. Police officers are not there to dish out punishment. 2 of the 5? Wow. Too bad that one of the other 3 is not one of the... Don't run up on this officer someday. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll run up on him someday and forget that they're on this board, and maybe they'll figure it out then.
Board. 3 of the panel members found that it was just justified use of force. 2 of them did not. Because of that split, they went on to the colonel for review.
And when Colonel Lamar Davis viewed the case, he decided to discipline the trooper. In April, the WAPI team submitted a public records request for the video.
When you hit somebody with handcuffs on, the punishment should be fired. Now, guys, somebody needs to forward this to the FBI. There's still a civil rights violation here where the man was handcuffed and incarcerated. He's inside of a facility. He's not going anywhere.
Video of that encounter filmed from the jail. State police initially acted like they didn't know what we were talking about and needed more information. Then in May, the department said there are no responsive records. We also requested Trooper Claire's disciplinary jacket and files of disciplinary matters or anything from another agency. No records were produced.
See, guys, when you go to court with a police officer, you should have access to his entire file. The defense attorney should be able to get, if we're going to arrest people, if we're going to take them to jail, if we're going to accuse them of crimes and go to court against them and stand up against them, they should be able to look at our record as well as us looking at theirs. We sure don't have no problem looking at theirs to see how trustworthy they are, to see if they've been in prison before, to see if they've been charged before, to see what their outcome was of those charges. The same with the police officer. That should be across the United States. If we are going to be the caretakers, if we are going to be the police of everybody else, surely we've got a better record than what the person is that we're arresting.
In June, the I-Team requested the video from the Avoyelles Parish Sheriff's Office. The agency told us in this email it made a copy of the video for state police when the incident occurred, but they have since deleted the original. In addition to requesting the
Wow. Now there's your destruction of evidence. That those videos are evidence, and especially when somebody's already requested and they already knew there was going to be a problem because they've already sent it to the state police and then they erase it. Guys, this is what's happening to our law enforcement agencies across the nation. And it's because of directors, like I just made a video on Tennessee Director David Roush, been elected to head up the International Association of Chiefs of Police. This is what we're getting. As long as we're getting administrators and leaders like this, it rolls downhill. That means we're going to have officers like we're having.
Documents electronically, we also had in-person meetings with top state police leaders, asking them to show us the video and telling them a story like this one was coming. Those meetings did not change their position. In August, our legal teams...
That means that video is so detrimental to this case. That means that that video is so abusive that they know that the public is going to be so outraged by the conduct that the fella just got 40 hours off, and now that he's written a letter of counseling, they know what's to come. Do you all feel that if they thought that there was nothing to this video and most people they wouldn't have a problem with this? So what if he's handcuffed? Most people wouldn't see the issue. No, what I see is three guys on that board that trooper's friends with. He's been friends with. He knows these people, and they covered for him, in my humble opinion.
Sent state police a letter demanding they preserve all videos tied to this incident with Matthew Clare. They informed state police Trooper Clare or anyone else cannot claim a privacy interest to deny public records requests. But state police ultimately denied the request, saying the trooper's privacy basically supersedes the public's right to see the video. Sources who watched the video told the I-Team the video is not a good look for state police.
Wow, what did I just say? And I'll swear to you, I didn't watch but the first couple of minutes of this, and I knew it was a video I wanted to cover. Not a good look for the state police. No crap. No, I don't think it takes a genius to figure that out. Do you think if the trooper wasn't abusive that they wouldn't already come out and say, we'll make you 2 copies of it? This is sad, guys. Louisiana, if you people aren't standing up and at the governor's office and asking for that commissioner, that director of the Louisiana State Police to step down, you're messing up. That's where it starts. It starts at the top. And these cover-ups is how it happens.
We did reach out to Eula Simeon, who's no longer a commissioner, to comment on this story. He declined. State police confirmed they do have a copy of the video, but as recently as last week, once again denied our public records request to produce it.
Well, at least the commissioner, the other commissioner that they just hired, at least he's not there. Now, this new commissioner they got, where's his stand at? Got to have some accountability, guys. We've got to have accountability. Thanks for watching. Sorry this video took so long. I know some of you don't even want my input, but that's my channel. I guess I can give it if I want. Maybe 1, 2 people out there listen to it. Catch you next time.